This is one of the weirdest videos I have ever made, but I feel that ultimately it's for a good cause. What you have to understand about me is that I truly love movies. Good movies, bad movies, in between movies. I love movies. I love to go watch them. I love to experience them. I love to get it swept away by them, to get caught up in them, to discuss them. And that's kind of what leads me to this particular video. By the title of it, you probably already know what I'm going to say, but I need to at least still break it down. And that is, I do 100% endorse the Alita challenge that's going around on Twitter right now, but not necessarily for the reasons why you might think. Yes, there currently is a culture war waging between Captain Marvel and fans. Fans who don't like things Brie Larson have said, so they come out and they support Alita Battle Angel as a way to thwart the evil SJWs. And that's their choice. That's their right to do. That's their opinion. I don't have that opinion. I can separate the art from the artist and I can make that a reality. That's my reality. I just got done watching Alita Battle Angel. To be honest, I had put off seeing it. I was going to put off seeing it again, but I went to go watch it. And I was absolutely blown away by it. 100% blown away by it. And I walked out of that theater with one thought on my mind. I want to see a sequel. I want to support this film. I want more people to see it. And I know that this weekend is going to be a big thing in regards to certain pockets of YouTube pushing people to do the Alita challenge. And this, of course, is also going to be seen on social media like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And people are going to have various reasons for backing this specific challenge. Some because they want to fight back against social justice warriors or fight back against feminism, fight back against Brie Larson and things that she has said, stick it to the man, hurt Marvel Studios, whatever the reason. That's not my reason. I want to make that abundantly clear. When I look at the type of characters that are presented in these films, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, and Alita. Now, I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet, so I cannot say that my thoughts and my theories on this are 100%, but I have talked to more people who have seen Captain Marvel, and I've asked them these specific questions based upon the character and the representation. And I feel I'm more correct in my thoughts than not, but I'll be able to 100% confirm that after this weekend, because I am going to see it Thursday night. Now, the thing with that is, though, is what I'm advocating for here is if you have a choice, if you are stuck between the two and you don't know what to go see, choose Alita Battle Angel. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Not only is the movie beautiful, I saw it in 3D. It was great. It's beautiful. It's got a compelling story, a fantastic cast, and it has motion. It has a ton of emotion. And most importantly, a well-written, vulnerable female character who has an arc. Not, and I'm putting this lightly, I guess, Brie Larson and Captain Marvel, who always appears to not want to be there. All the marketing makes her look bored. Everything about it makes it look like she doesn't really care. Again, what I've asked my friends who have seen the movie, they've kind of confirmed that. But when you look at Alita, at least when I looked at Alita, I kind of thought about movies with strong female leads that I'd like my daughter to see. And violence on Alita aside, and there's lots of violence in it, by the way, lots of violence. Ultimately, this is a movie I'd prefer her to watch when she gets older. Because Alita's character, played beautifully by Rose Salazar, absolutely amazingly by Rose Salazar, who's not getting any bit of credit for being in this movie. She conveyed nuance and emotion and depth that, while did play up a couple tropes here and there, it still made you feel for her. Her triumphs were your triumphs. Her lows were your lows. You were on that emotional journey with her. And it wasn't even her eyes that were the window to her soul, in my opinion. It was her facial expression, the whole face. It emoted this vulnerability of this character that, while ultimately a weapon, was very much flawed and very much determined to figure out who she is and what she is meant to be, while still maintaining control of her destiny and not letting anyone get in her path. And she stumbled and she fell, and hubris and ego and arrogance and stubbornness struck her down, as it would anybody, as we're all prone to being hit with those kind of vulnerabilities from time to time. The ego is a motherfucker. And that's the whole aspect of this movie that is not being talked about, in my opinion. That this is the type of movie that, when you want to show a young girl a strong female character that has flaws and vulnerabilities and weaknesses and is human, and her desire to overcome those things becomes what the motion is in the story, this is why you want to push something like Battle Angel Alita, the Alita Challenge. Captain Marvel will make its money. Captain Marvel will hit 500, 600 million, 800 million, who knows, worldwide. That's already predetermined. Disney knows where it's tracking. They know what it's going to make roughly. There's that. But Alita Battle Angel needs help. It so far has grossed $351 million worldwide off a $170 million budget. It needs roughly $400 million in order to break even. So it needs $49 million more in order to break even. Now, pushing this particular challenge, I don't think is going to, reach that many people. I don't think anyone, but the idea is there. It's good. A movie like this, for one, is a great world builder and absolutely needs a sequel. It needs to make enough money for 20th Century Fox and soon to be Disney to warrant spending the money, right? And I think it may not happen. It may not happen if it doesn't make enough money to make a business decision out of it. Because soon 20th Century Fox will be owned by Disney. And the number one moneymaker for Disney is Marvel. So it could be crushed if someone like Alan Horn, who will be running the movie studios, ultimately the guy at the top, is upset. And I'm not putting anything on Alan Horn. I'm not trying to insult anyone or attack anyone here. My thought process on this simply does boil down to profit in order to make sure we get to see a sequel. I really believe that there is a cultural phenomenon that could happen with Alita Battle Angel in a way that's not as massive as something like Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel, but it's more of a subtle one, where you have girls out there that will look to Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel and feel inspired and empowered, and that's good. But then you have other women out there that don't, and they look to Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley and Alice and Selena and hopefully Alita. Maybe not as popular or pushed heroines, but heroines nonetheless. That operate in an entirely different world, cinematically speaking. Whether it's science fiction, horror, anything in between. That's not superhero related specifically. That is where this movie lies. That is where its cultural significance lies. And I would rather you, if you have a choice, to go and watch Alita Battle Angel over Captain Marvel this weekend. Take your friends, take your family, take your cousin, take your little sister, your niece, take whoever. It's a little bit on the violent side. That is true. But it's not, it's relatively bloodless. It's got a great story, a lot of heart, a lot of love, and it's fantastic. Like I said, this is a weird video for me to make, a weird call out into the ether for me to put, because I normally don't like to put one movie against another. But I already know that Captain Marvel will do well. And I'm not going to lie, if I'm being honest here, if you've made it this far, I appreciate it. But I kind of want to go back a little over 6 years ago, almost 6.5 years ago. A little film called Dread. Dread came out, independently financed, $50 million budget. Lionsgate didn't know how to market it, and the movie crashed and burned. And what you had were movie journalists, movie bloggers coming out in droves, begging people to go and see Dread the next weekend to get the numbers up. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. They tried it again the following year for Pacific Rim, and it didn't happen. But we're a lot more connected now than we were in 2012 and 2013. And I don't want to see a film that's as good as this get left in the dust. I want to see more people go see it in order to help Disney and everyone push for a sequel. Because eventually that's where it's going to boil down to. Anyway, look, I just wanted to put that out there. Make of it what you will. There are people who've told me they've already seen Alita 2, 3, even 4 times. I'm going to go see it again before it leaves cinemas. I highly implore you to do the same. If you have a choice this weekend, make that your choice. Captain Marvel will be there next week and the week after that, all the way up until Endgame. But we're in the moment right now for Alita, and she needs it more than the other. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. While you're here, feel free to check out that subscribe button. Help the channel out. Or you can watch any of the newest videos and make sure that you're caught up to date with what's going on in Hollywood and entertainment. So that way, when you're at work tomorrow, you can wow your friends with the information you learned from watching these videos. That's right. I said it. Subscribe.